sector is actually much more inclusive than some other areas of tech. Another study we've done this year is to look at IPOs and what we call the front runners of the industry. Basically, when we started the whole ranking back in 2019, I think there were about 4 or 5 publicly listed companies. This year, in the whole AgriFoodTech sector, there are about 83, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and we have 10 of them in the FoodTech 500. So with our team, what we've done is actually look at different data points, like velocity of funding rounds, latest funding rounds, before which companies are going to IPO, and also which round, to anticipate and create like a little model to see, okay, how many companies are likely to go IPO in the next 12, in the next 14 months. And we found out that like 20 companies out of that FoodTech 100 sample are likely to IPO in the next 24 months. And as a matter of fact, the time to actually build that model, one company actually went IPO in these are the top 10 companies now part of the ranking this year. If you know the sector, you probably recognize most of them. We have 3 companies in the vertical farming sector, 1 in the insect sector, 2 companies working in food waste, 2 in ag biotech, 1 in food delivery, and 1 company in plant-based protein. As a cluster of 10 companies, this is the impact that they've been generating. So they've been raising more than $4 billion over time, but also created more than 20,000 jobs, have filed more than 200 patents, and are serving 50 countries in total. This is where you can actually download the list, and also the previous list, if you are interested. And on this page here, you will see all the reports that we've been releasing for this year. Some of them are still to come. On this report, what we are mostly showing are interviews of some of the top founders in the ranking who share their challenges, their views, and the impact that they want to have on the food system. So if you go on our website, you will find more information there. And today we're actually releasing 3 new reports on food delivery, consumer apps and services in kitchen and restaurant thinking. Now zooming on Italy, this is a report that we published actually last year, and we're going to be publishing an updated version by the end of the year to showcase the Italian ecosystem in particular. It's growing fast. 60-70% CAGR over since 2016, counts about 250 plus companies, which is actually very good. It's one of the most represented countries in our data set and in the global ecosystem. Yet the Italian ecosystem is very lagging behind when it comes to funding, and this is also why we are trying to have an impact at local level. This is why we are doing this kind of activities and trying to generate these connections. And it's also why I'm speaking in English and not in Italian right now. In terms of numbers, on the FoodTech 500, when we look at the Italian ecosystem, it counts about 24 companies. That's the 5th most represented country. It was post last year, but we closed still doing very well. And it's raising 62% investment CAR since 2016 as a cluster. But you see here in the ranking, Italy is coming right after the key ecosystem of the AgriFoodTech world. So US, UK, Israel, and Spain actually is doing very well, coming in the 4th position. These are the Italian companies, the true AgriFoodTech heroes of the day. So you see here that they're actually representing very diverse verticals, very diverse ecosystem. Also, most of the companies tonight are actually more focused on, let's say, the consumer side and food delivery side, which is quite representative of the Milan ecosystem. Yet, we have a full scope of different verticals in different stages of the supply chain. Any question, just reach out to me, reach out to our team there. Now I'm going to leave the floor to the true heroes. And Daniele, you're first. Daniele Bruttini. Okay, Andrea then. I saw Daniele before, I don't know where.
you very much to let me to pitch over here to this amazing conference. So, just, I think this slide was different, but actually okay, it's fine. It was black or not? This slide was black, okay, it's not a problem. So, nice to meet you. I'm Andrea, the founder and CEO of FoodTech. So, I'm starting with some questions about in order to understand what we are going to do and what we do actually. So, would you ever wear shoes in a different size than yours actually? Ever you? No. Okay, that's fine. Someone has answered exactly. Would you ever wear your colleagues' eyeglasses, for instance? I think you ever not. Okay, thank you. Yet when it comes to nutrition, actually, we are all using a different approach. Actually, we listen mainly to our cousin advices, or at the same time, we don't know actually what's our caloric needs, or actually, we don't understand really what is our caloric intakes, macronutrient intakes, and so on. So at the very first time, the very last time actually, what's happened is our choice is like this one, and we are feeling like more stressed because we don't know how to do actually when it comes to nutrition. So FitFood was born actually since the beginning from a personal needs, and soon I realized mainly that it was a shared need between a lot of people. There is no time, decided to do the grocery and cook for most of people, and the most of people don't understand, don't know actually what they really need and what their nutritional and caloric intakes are in order to live healthier or to reach their healthy goals. And this causes stress due to a lot of misinformation. What are the main problems? The main problems that we are surrounded by standardized products. At the same time, we don't have time to prepare, cook, go to grocery, and balance every single meal, just running every single ingredients. And what does it cause? Mainly there is among people right now an increase in obesity and chronic disease. So what's the solution? The solution is only the customization. So the personalization of every single meals. And that's what actually we do. We provide customers with unique and fully tailor-made ready-to-eat meals that actually completely matches their nutritional intakes and unique needs. And we do that. We ship this through our models and personalize our models and machine learning and artificial intelligence algorithm. So mainly we are going to solve three main problems: convenience, time savings, and we are doing that mainly due to a business model that is a SaaS business model. What's the impact? We believe that every single person is unique, and we want to provide everyone with the opportunity to find the right product and the right meals for his needs or her needs. So what's our vision, are you wondering? Our vision is to make healthy and customized nutrition easy for everyone. Our mission is to create an accessible, fast, and tailored nutrition experience thanks to artificial intelligence. So we are just providing and allowing everyone to live in a healthier way, just providing them what they really need and what is in a way that is really easy to consume. Are you wondering probably how does it work? So that's easy. We got two different possibilities. The first one is to fulfill a questionnaire, and the second one is to just copy the diet from your nutritionist. So once you trust in our services, like you trust in food, you got the possibility that you can choose whatever you want, mainly. You can choose how many meals you want per day, how many days you want to follow the plan. And actually, you can, when you fulfill the questionnaire, you just put your data in our models and our algorithms, just calculate what is your nutritional intake, split for every meal that you choose, and actually grounds every single ingredient.
Devo catturare l'audio in ingresso e in uscita.
In order to let you fulfill your nutritional intake for your meals. After that, you subscribe to our services, and once a week we receive actually, a box with all the meals that you choose that are personalized and customized exactly to your needs. What's about AI? So how does it work, the AI? Mainly, we developed an AI-based dynamic system that creates automatically every single meal based on the physical data of every single individual. And after that, we can predict which will be
USB audio codec, USB 3003 audio capture, che cazzo è questo qua adesso?
after
Minchia,
month.
che-
And after that, to every single new input, we can automatically adjust the new plan according to the new physical parameters in order to let error
Modulo
actually
alla grande,
capture
sta
or reach
andando.
another goal or
A
maintain the
posto,
same goal.
ciao.
Yeah, in this way, actually, eating healthy is really easy now. But it's not over yet. We got something else over here. In order to be healthy, eating healthy actually and eating personalized is not enough. There is something more. And that's why we are working on different changes right now, and we are developing our business as a whole. Taking care of people wellness, we are going to take aware of people wellness in a more holistic approach. We are going to create an ecosystem around the personalized nutrition. We want to become a love brand, and our community and our people will be the heart of our brand. Fighting nutrition misinformation, we are going to fighting the standardization and beauty stereotypes, actually. But above all, we are going to make easier and eating healthy habits such as the right nutrition. And if you want, I can spoil something about what we're going to do next time. Mainly, we are going to change our name. We are going to get a makeover. We are going to change everything from our style, our positioning, and what we're doing. Our personality is evolving as our brand. Actually, we are growing, we are scaling, we are becoming bigger, we are expanding internationally. So actually, we are evolving. At the same time, we are going to make healthy eating wow. So being really easy and eating in a healthy way without misinformation, without just asking to our cousin, without trying to figure out which the best way to eat for me, just like googling or something else. So if you want to discover more about the revolution that we are going, just follow us on Instagram, on LinkedIn, or just text me on my email, it's not a problem, so I'm always available for you. Thank you very much. That's all. Any questions? Come on. Okay, let's go. We got a factory close to Milan in Opera, suburb of Milan. We just produce every single meal over there and we ship all over Italy. Good? Yeah. Refrigerated. Yes. We maintain refrigerated products for all the supply chain, actually. So we use prevented boxes with expiry within it, or refrigerated for years, and we can maintain the temperature that is refrigerated for 48 hours since the shipping, actually.
The price that is like for customers?
That's a good question, thank you. And $1 million question. So actually, the price is dynamic. So every single customer, I said since now that every single person is unique. In the same way, we just run every single ingredient. If we all in this room just order the same meal, just say chicken breast, broccoli, and rice, we all receive the same meals in terms of ingredients, but not in grams, because every one of us is different. So according to that, we have developed a dynamic pricing strategy. That's one, you create your subscription, so you create your meals. We automatically develop an P&L. So we started from the food cost up to that on the variable cost, like packaging, labeling, boxes, shipment, and so on. And so at the end, you can receive a price that is unique and customized to you. Because I'm 2 meters tall, I weigh 100 kilograms, so I got different needs from my girlfriends, that is the alpha me. So it's correct that I pay, for instance, €9 per meal and my girlfriend 6 euros. So it will be always different on average. Obviously, we got a median that is like €9 within it, but within it. And it's the average price that our customers pay for our meals. Any other? No. Okay.
I got one question. Italy is known to be very well rooted in traditions when it comes to food. Was that an obstacle when you first entered the market?
Yes, even because I started just delivering the meals with my school in Lecce, that is a little city in the south of Italy. But actually, I think that It's really hard to sell actually ready-to-eat meals to Italy because there is a strong culture, everyone can cook. Obviously, this is a business model that works very, very well international, like UK and other countries. But actually, the problem that we are solving right now is so specific problem that it's not feasible just to say, okay, I can cook a dish of pasta, it's fine for me. The problem that we are solving is that actually no one of us mainly know exactly what we are going to eat, and at the same time, who wants mainly to run every single meal? How many of you have tried ever a diet in your life? Okay, no one has raised their hand. Come on, don't be shy. Come on. Okay. So I think most of all failed diets. That's why, because you change completely your way of the grocery, you change completely your working habits, you have to wake up earlier, prepare the meal, because you have to run, do everything. So that's a so specific problem that is not, the problem is not, I don't have, so it's not the problem of convenience. I don't want to, or I just want a cheaper meal. I don't want to prepare just a dish of pasta. I want that kind of meal. So it was an obstacle. Obviously at the beginning it was hard, but given that we are scaling fast, we got a good customer acquisition cost. So we identified a good niche to penetrate the market. Two questions. That's great.
Congratulations, it's really a business model and it's very nice to know that it's going to grow even more. My question is, did you face any obstacle from scientific communities, dietitians,
Yeah. No, they are our partners. Actually, we receive tons of mail and communication by nutritionists that want to collaborate with us because they got that problem. So there is a high churn rate in nutritionists because the majority of people actually fail their diet because once you provide a nutritional plan, a diet to a new customers, actually she will follow that for a bunch of months, and after that she will give up. So they say, oh, you can help me to retain my customers because you're providing a solution that is a real problem to my customers. So they're going to parent. We are developing some new product for nutritionists in order to use them even with as a force. So no, but at the same time we are going to using them as a partner, and we are even collaborating with in the next year. Sorry, not in the next quarters. We are going to collaborate with the Policlinico Gemelli Roma to define a trial study, actually, in order to validate scientifically what we are building right now. The other one?
Yeah, actually my question was in line with her question. Are you willing to develop your business toward clinics or casa de repouso, or only to the end customer?
Like continuing like a direct-to-consumer business model.
Yeah, you would like to continue only with the
Yes, absolutely, because we've tried different channels even in the past, like selling within the gyms, selling within the retails. Everything pretty works. But there were one main problem. We can't communicate our advantage. So if you say like B2B, there is a problem because you can personalize every single meal because you sell just to the mass markets. You can define a range, something, but it's not. You are not communicating our unique value proposition. So in the next future, now we are continuing to develop like direct-to-consumer business model. At least we are going to use, as I told before, with specific products. We are using nutritionists like selling B2B2C. But actually we are always selling to direct consumer right now in order to communicate our advantage. Otherwise it would be a normal canteen that just sell healthy meals. Anyone else? Okay.
One question. Just out of your head, how many recipes are you cooking within a month? Let's say how many different recipes?
So I can tell you a number. So in our website, we make discount. There are 17,000 different possibilities of recipe that are possible, combining all our ingredients. So yeah, you can just there is two different codes. Okay? Once you subscribe to our services, you can just decide from a bunch of recipes. We got like 40 recipes. You choose them, and after that, we just grant the ingredients that are within the recipe. You say. On the other side, you say, okay, I just want I want to do everything by my hand. Okay, that's perfect. You can choose among 3 different nutritional sources, like protein sources, carb sources, and veggies. And on that, you got tons of possibilities like chicken breast, salmon, sea bass, swordfish, vegan, everything. And you just say, okay, I like these ones, I like these ones, I like these ones. After that, we combine, we create a new recipe, and we run every single recipe. So that was 70,000 to answer your question.
Thank you. One last super quick question, because we have a lot of speakers to do.
Super fast. How do you handle sustainability procurement? Because using the CCP system, it's like seasonal, there is 0 kilometers.
Yeah, it's a really good question. So actually, sustainability we can control. The main part of the chain that we've got control on sustainability side is from the production line to the final consumer. So every single box that we have is completely made by paper. So the container is made by paper, the label is made by paper, the box is made by paper, the invented box is made by paper, recycled paper is a technology is called the temp guard. So we had in the past year, so I think 3 years ago, we used like containers in plastic, and because they are cheaper actually. And at the beginning of our life, obviously, we have to save cost. But fortunately, we see a lot of customers that say, oh, okay, your containers is from plastic, I don't want it, can you change it? Okay. So we made an investment, we doubled our cost of container, but actually we have control on that part. On the other part, it's difficult to produce in an industrial way with 0 kilometers ingredients, because we got different suppliers. Deliveristo is one of them, and they are really good on that side, so they will speak later. But we got even other suppliers. That is quite difficult to say, to have just kilometer 0 suppliers. We try to have the best quality product ever. We partner with different companies, like Risogallo is one of our shareholders, so we provide rice from them. This high quality rice. Amadori, that I think is one of our shareholders, and we take just quality 10 antibiotic-free chicken breast from them that is certified with antibiotics and so on. So we try to have just the best product as possible, because the quality is perceived from final customers, but it's really difficult to have like beer products. And there is another thematic around beer, and kilometer 0. Okay, I stop.
We have time afterwards as well if you have more questions to go back to all the speakers. Thank you. Daniele, you want to? Yeah.
Sorry, I was late. Sorry, being late.
If you notice that our speakers are getting taller and taller.
Not taller, not even taller. We can have it. Okay. So first of all, I'm sorry, the slides are in Italian, but I'm gonna talk through them in English. So I'm sure you're gonna get it. Quomi, we are a meal kit company, and so your question would be, what's a meal kit? Which is something quite new in Italy, in the Italian market. A meal kit is a kit of recipes, so a recipe. So basically, you buy a recipe, you get all the ingredients in the right quantities, deliver at home, and you just have to cook and to prepare that dish at home. The question that we try to answer, we answer for our customers, to people is like, okay, what do I do for dinner tonight? What do I have to prepare for dinner tonight? It's something that every one of us, I think, has always asked himself, or at least those people that have to prepare dinner for the family, for themselves, or for the for the partner, and that's the solution we provide them. So we have a menu, like a kind of 16 to 20 different recipes, new recipes every week. The recipes are components of, you have meat recipes, fish recipes, vegetarian recipes, and you can choose among these recipes the one you want. You get them delivered at home, again, with all the right ingredients in the right quantities and all the instructions to cook that dish at home. The added value of this kind of model is like, if you want every week, but it's not like compulsory. You can have every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, every once in a month. You can have you can eat at home something different, something that you are not used to eat, with ingredients that you don't easily find in small supermarkets or in supermarkets near home, or maybe something that you don't buy just because you don't know how to prepare it, or you don't want to waste your money or your time to prepare something you don't know. With ours, you get all those ingredients, you get all the instructions to prepare the dinner at home, and basically you have like a fancy dinner or weekday cool dinner, like if you were at a restaurant, but at home, prepared in like 20 to 30 minutes. And all of these with no waste, because again, we deliver all the right ingredients in the right quantities. So for instance, for spices, like rosemary or curry or whatever you need, for instance, we have like 5 grams. If you add fish, we have like maybe 200 grams per person, 150 depending on the recipe. So you get everything you need, and there is no waste, and that's of course another added value of this kind of service. Again, this is what just was what I was telling you, like 16 to 20 new recipes every week. They change every week. We follow seasonality, so you get all the ingredients in the right season, the ingredients of the season. You have the good. We based our menus on the Mediterranean diet, so there is the right combination of meat, fish, and vegetarian dishes. And again, then we try to be, with our model, we manage not only to avoid waste, but as Fit Food does, we are very keen on packaging, and we try to be more sustainable as possible in terms of what we put inside our boxes. So we have paper boxes, we have like, for refrigerated products, we use the same solution I was doing before. So there is a sort of market standard, and we try to be very focused on sustainability. In addition to this, for every order we receive, we plant one tree with an association that does that for us. So again, environment and sustainability is another one of our key assets, again, as well as with the products, with the suppliers we choose. Who are our customers? It's not mentioned here, but okay, first of all, 30 to 50, 55 years old people, young couples or families that decide to use our service. Quite surprisingly, especially at the beginning, was that our customers are, for more than 50%, in small cities. One thing I didn't mention is that we deliver all over Italy. When we started, we thought, okay, Milan is probably going to be our biggest market, our big market. It still is, it's relevancy for us as well as Rome, but most of our customers are in small villages or small Italian cities. Maybe you ask yourself why, and I think we have an answer for that. It's like, if I live in a big city, I have so many options, food delivery, so many different kind of restaurants, more food stores, more supermarkets, more delivery services, so it's plenty of options. If you live in a small city, in a small village, you still have no time, because time is always a constraint for everyone, no matter where you live. And in addition to that, probably a small supermarket closed, or many supermarkets closed early, so you don't have time to go for grocery shopping. That's the point, and that's probably why a lot of people, even in those small villages, decide to work. I mean, to be our, let's say, to eat with us on a weekly basis. Competition, you see there are a few players that I'm sure I've already talked or will be talking later. For us, the main competitor, the direct competitor is HelloFresh. Don't know if you've heard of it, but it's like this player in the middle. They are the global world meat kit player. It's a German company with all kind of 6 billion in revenues. Profitable. They are listed at the stock exchange in Germany, so it's a solid company, and they just entered the Italian market in November last year, so it's been pretty recent. But of course, for us, it's increasing competition on one hand. On the other hand, I'm pretty sure that we were somehow looking forward for this because the market's gonna get bigger. We all know that. Maybe you don't know. But for us, for people working in this market, we all know that despite the big growth that there was due to the lockdowns, the market is still kind of small in Italy compared to other European markets. If big players like HelloFresh with a lot of spending power are entering the market and will keep on investing, I'm sure the market will keep on growing, and it's going to be a good thing for us, for free food, for the for all the players that are smart. And I think it's also a sign of maturity that the market is becoming more and more mature. That's how big it is. That's what I was mentioning, the big growth that we had in the market in the last 2 years. And that's it. We started in 2016. We had kind of an organic growth in the first 3 years. Then we had a big increase in 2020 due to the lockdown, and the growth kept on accelerating in 2021 and even in the beginning of this year. A few data, very analytical, so I think I can go through these if you're not interested. And that's it. That's what we plan to do. To 2021, we had a strong focus on improving our service and our processes. We had a huge growth, so we need to focus on doing the things in the right way, which was a bit of a challenge for us after the various lockdowns. 2022, we need to keep on growing, we need to keep on investing, and to accelerate again our growth, and to even also to face the competition that is becoming more and more relevant. Our plan is to be break-even in 2023. I'm adding one thing that is not here, that we are proposing our solution to as a B2B solution for other players. We're going to announce it in a couple of weeks, but we are offering our service for big supermarket chains, Italian supermarket chains. So basically they wanted to develop their meal kit service, their own meal kit service, and they're gonna do that through us. And middle of March it's gonna be officially launched, so it's gonna be live pretty soon. And that's it. Another big news for us, a pretty recent one, is that I'm Daniele, one of the founders, Andrea is the other founder together with me. But recently, that was a big step for us. We decided to leverage on the experience of a very senior person with a lot of experience in the consumer and retail industry. So we have a new CEO, which is which unfortunately is not here today. And again, I think it's a big step for a startup to have someone very senior with a lot of experience that can bring us not only with her experience, but a way to better structure our work and to help us competing in a more competitive market. That's it.
Any questions?
I have a question actually. I didn't have a chance to look at your revenue data. What kind of revenue do you have nowadays?
Last year we were, there is not 2021 data, it was 1 million.
1 million. And what kind of investment are you looking at for the next year? Or?
We're still deciding. We closed a deal in end of 2021 with few private investors and Cassa Deposito Prestiti. And so it's not like we're not really looking for money right now, but we're building a plan for them to raise in the next few months.
Actually, with the CDC, you should be able to go for the 1 million, which invest and 1 million they invest. Because
that's the match they do. So we don't have a target now. We want to raise 2 million by 6 months. We are building a plan, and we're gonna be ready in the next few months for raising more money.
And you had mentioned also Orapesce. Are you also interested in being a target for a merger with them or something like that?
Sorry, Ina?
I was thinking about the merger with them, as they are already big and.
We are too small for them.
You don't know.
No, but we know because we talk to them.
Okay, so that's something you.
We have very close contact with them, and they told us sometimes we do when we open new markets, we do buy companies, but they need to be of a certain size. I mean, they do 6 billion, so 1 billion is not enough.
Is there any difference between your business model and Orapesce, apart from the size of it?
The model is the same. I mean, we are trying to be, what we're trying to do, since the service and the model is pretty similar, we try to be more local. So the main difference is in the offer. We have more local suppliers or more Italian suppliers, more Italian contents. And on the other hand, we do meal kits, because meal kits is still 80% of our business, but we added what we call bottega, so it's like a shop where customers can buy even single products in a supermarket. And that's something, for instance, they don't do. We decided to do this just because we try to be, I mean, they are big company, very international ones, so they don't necessarily adapt to the local market. Since we are smaller, we are more flexible, we try to be more specific for the Italian customers.
That's also your strategy moving forward in terms of expansion? Are you trying to expand more in Italy, or are you trying to go international fast?
Right now we're trying to focus in Italy. I mean, the market is growing, there's a huge potential. The fact that new players are coming, for us it's, again, demonstrating that the potential is here. Then let's see, I mean, to go abroad, we need enough money to do that, so we will need probably to raise a specific round of money just for that, and it's not the focus for 2022, but maybe the focus for the next for the coming years.
The logistics is outsourced or your delivery?
It's, I mean, the warehouse is not ours, so we work with a logistic partner, but the software is ours. So we have sort of ERP, maybe it's the right word for what we have. So we do have all the machine that works in the background is ours, but then the physical part is made through a logistic partner.
The last mile delivery?
Last mile we do with different partners, different delivery companies. Basically, Ifman, Ifman Fresh, and on the rest of Italy, we use like Italian or Bedetti,
Great, thank you. Andrea, again, back.
Di corsa. Di corsa.
Sì.
Right. So next we have Giuseppe from xFarm. So we're going completely on the other side of the supply chain.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Giuseppe. I'm the CFO of xFarm Group. We are basically an agri-tech company specialized on digitalization for farms. We are counting 51 people right now in the teams, and we are divided in 4 offices. One is this one in Milan, the TAG office. Our headquarters is in Switzerland, in Lugano, and then we are open next week a new office in Spain, so we launch also the Spain market. Looking at our market, we discovered that the market basically is not digitalized. So the agriculture market is just digitalized to 6%, so just 6% of farmers are a digital platform. So the market is still paper-based and that are not valorized. So there is a lot of opportunity in the market to drive the digital transformation. And what we want to do that, we just developed a 360 solution that help the farms in each part of life cycle. So we have everything just in one app that we try to use that to reduce any kind of inefficiency, to reduce any kind of waste, and of course try to drive the sustainability. And what we offer, basically we offer a very smart hub that is divided into 30 modules, so it's divided in single specific services. The first 15 modules are for free, so basically the app is open to everyone. The second part of our services are on subscription based. We use this kind of services to give the possibility to the very small farms to try to understand how it works, our app, and then trying to understand if they need to also open to the premium based. The premium base, of course, is very sophisticated. It's linked, it's connected with sophisticated IoT system, IoT sensors that we'll see in the next slide. The free part is basically input basis. So the farmers can input all information about the farms, about the fields, about the machinery they have, about the people they have into the farms, about the crops they're having there. On the other side, we extended our business model also on corporate side. So we understand that to scalable this kind of product in the market needs also to invest on SaaS model on huge corporation. Huge corporation in terms of food corporate, in machinery corporate sector, but also we are exploring new business like telco or insurance. And what we do there, basically we offer an analytics apps, is a tool in which there are all information about what is happening into their supply chain, their production chain. So in real time, the corporate can have all information about what is happening in their field. In the next 3 slides, I just put some example of what we have as our IoT sensors. In this slide, it's very simple. It's explaining it's a weather station, so it's just a sensor that check the weather, check the sun, and put some information into the app to give the possibility to the farmer to know in remote, whatever it is, all information about the weather there. Same thing related to irrigation. Our X node is a sensor dedicated for humidity, so they check what is happening on the field, what is happening around the field, and put information into the app. The last example about IoT sensor is dedicated to our traps. Our traps are connected, as always, to the app, and the interesting thing is that we have created this structure, having into them a camera with a pheromone hormone that attract the insect. They check what kind of insect is in, and put some alert if this kind of insect is danger for the kind of crop is put on. Then next slide. I'm a finance guy, so I put a slide with some KPIs for us very important. So first of all, we are achieving 90K farmers active farmers that use our app. We are growing a lot, as you can see in the graph, not only in terms of farmers or active users, but also in terms of purely grow year on year. We are going 200% 21 versus 2020. In January, we overcome 1 million hectares that we are mapping in our platform, and we are tracking in our system more than 450 crops. Finally, I want to just mention something important for us, so the communication. The communication is something that can drive the digital transformation. We are active, of course, in every kind of social media. We have right now around 40K active followers. And during 2021, we started with a collaboration with university and technical school, and we launched an important project that we call xFarm Education and xFarm Academy, in which we explain to the guys, the next generation farmer, why is important the digital transformation and how the digital transformation can help the farm and more important, can help the sustainability. Thank you. Question? Please.
First of all, congratulations, because I think it's a very big solution for this field. Actually, I'm coming from industrial sector, so I was attacking the industry 4.0 concept some years ago. And the first big issue that I found was the mindset of the entrepreneurs, people. So I was thinking, what do you face? What you are facing?
Exactly, it's an important stuff because the farmers, as we said in the first and the last slide, in the first slide, they are just thinking about their field and their crops. That's it.
I always done like that. Why?
Like 50 years ago. Exactly. So it's important, and I connect to the last slide. It's important that we try to teach the new generation, because the new generation, there are people that can really understand why it's important the digital transformation. Of course, the agriculture 4.0 can help a lot in this period, that to drive, of course, our growth, and for that reason you see this kind of numbers. But of course, we have to try to focus on the mentality, because it's there that we can change the trajectory in the sector for sure.
And you are working only in Italy? I mean,
we for the moment 90% of our let's say revenues, in terms of revenues, coming from Italy. We are active more or less around Europe and in South America, but particularly thanks to collaboration that we have with companies in Italy that have fields around the world. So for instance, we are starting the collaboration with Lavazza that have of course their fields in Brazil. So we start having a look in there. For the moment, our market is Italy. We're expanding. We're starting 2 weeks ago launching our Spain market. Of course, we are active around, particularly in Europe, with some collaboration. But for sure, in the next 2-3 years, our main goal is to grow around the globe.
And you are open to cooperation with companies that are selling machinery, technology.
Yes.
Programming.
Machinery and food corporation are the two main partners in sector. Of course, our general, let's say, mission is to drive in the small and medium enterprise, of course, but of course to scale up the business, we need to work with big corporation. Agri 4.0 help a lot, in particular in the machinery sector for digitalization, but of course also on the food side. Thank you.
Do you produce the sensors? Do you own the patent?
Yes, we have two kind of R&D one dedicated more on software side and one dedicated to our IoT sensors. We create the model, and then we have some partners just to put all the pieces together. But the idea and all the engineering part is coming from us.
The shortage how do you have to the shortage we are facing is how I mean have any problems or when the supply chain
Well, yes, some issues, but of course we have some inventory that we use. But of course there are some, rallentation in the production phase. But we don't have a huge issue for the moment. We hope also for the future, of course. Please. Well, with a small and medium enterprise, everything is already done. So every day, of course, we try to improve our systems, our app. But basically, on a small enterprise, we offer our app and that's it. So you can just download it and you can start using that. Of course, with corporation is a long-term project. More or less, we are talking about 3-5 years project. We start with a pilot, with a small part. For instance, the example with the Lavazza and Barilla that are our customer, we start with just a very small pieces. We try to use our tools, our instrument, our IoT with a small part. We are integrating in the Lavazza Barilla system, and then day by day we scale up. So after 1 year, 1 year and a half, we cover all the supply chain. And of course, when you start with this kind of collaboration, 3-year collaboration, of course, we have long life with them.
When you speak about 6%,
Europe. It's Europe. Yes, it is just a paper that we studied that were related last 2 years. Last 2 years, and we discovered this very data that it could be strange, could be normal if you think about an average farmer, but the 6% meaning people, farms, unique farmers that use an app, a system digitalized. Thank you so much.
Giacomo, Orapesce. Hello, I'm Giacomo. I'm Giacomo Bedetti, the founder of Orapesce.it. Orapesce.it is a digital solution to support family, at the moment Italian family, to eat fish in Italy. In particular, we are a pure online retailer in which, starting from our site Orapesce.it, a final consumer in Italy can buy, and we deliver the fish ready to cook or ready to eat at home, directly from the city when source the fish, that is Rimini. And we try to recreate, thanks to technology, the possibility to improve the customer journey for a family in Italy, increasing the fact that eat fish is cool, is simple, and is healthy. And we believe that there is a big business opportunity to invest in this digital solution in the Italian industry, because there are not at the moment a pure retailer online in the industry in Italy. and the market value is around 3 billion, and the penetration rate within this segment is 1.6%, and we challenge the possibility to achieve a big market share within this market. And we think that the trend that we appreciate in other industry, in the fashion industry, or something of thanks to the big disruption that we live in 2020, we think that there is a big opportunity to make business in this industry. What's the value add of Orapesce, of the solution of Orapesce? Is fresh, delivered by 40 hours from fisherman to family in Italy at the moment, directly from the sea. Mainly is we sell fish, mainly fish, let me say, in Italy, from the Adriatic Sea. We try to cut some step within supply chain because we take the order from our customer, we purchase the product, clean in the same day the fish, and deliver in city like for example Milan the fish 2 days from exit to the sea. At the moment we propose two kind of solution to the family in Italy. One solution ready to cook, fish cleaned, ready to cook, and other solution ready to eat. We innovate the market with a solution completely sustainable because we develop in some recipe in vasocottura, granting a full recycle of this product, reusing the same box in order to create other solution for family, for example marmalade or something of this. What are our performance? We are at the moment our business idea was launched in 2018 within Politecnico di Milano during an executive MBA. In these 3 years, we, let me say, commit 200 investors in our idea, reaching around 2 million euro in terms of equity to follow our path in terms of business. Business growth, key result of this our let me say solution. We achieve a CAGR of around 400% in order to revenue from 2018 to 2021, moving from 14,000 euro of revenue to 700,000 euro in terms of revenue. And in particular, we deliver 50,000 orders in Italy, supporting the, let me say, meet experience of around 6,000 our customers. In terms of people management, like more or less all the startup, I started this business idea with my strong friend Alberto, and in these 3 years, today we have a team composed by more or less 10 people, and and a lot of, let me say, big corporation to support this project. A pillar of our business idea is sustainability, not only in terms of, let me say, green economy. We try to reduce completely plastic and polystyrol from in order to packaging, and it's enough difficult because it's easy to speak about this theme, but in a market that in which the food has to let me say live in a temperatura controllata under 4 degrees, it's enough difficult to maintain this purpose. But we believe in this, and we eliminate polystyrol from our delivery. And in particular, we let me say challenge a different business model, because the industry of the fish market in Italy, it's enough, let me say, old in terms of culture, in terms of practice, in terms of information, and we are sustainable in terms of let me say give back to our environment. We share all the information with other customers in terms of sourcing, in terms of pricing. We let me say make business completely fair and clear in all the supply chain. Could be let me say shareable sentence, but it's not so easy to understand this practice in some market like this market, in which there are some informal practice that are not so, let me say, fair to understand. And make business in this way is an innovative business model in our country. Thanks a lot. If there are questions, I'm here.
If I understood correctly, you buy the fish after the customer has already ordered you the fish?
Yes. At this moment, the stock, the warehouse is the sea from fresh fish. We have less warehouse, less stock, just for product ready to eat, because we have, let me say, less production, a short production, sorry, in terms of vasocultura, just to support 10 days order in terms of lead time.
And it's not farm fish, non è allevato il pesce.
Now we have 200 reference in our let me say shop. 4 reference are allevate too. Branzini, Orate, and Ombrina in some cases are allevate. Yes, we let me say choice select allevamenti with specific characteristic, and but it's let me say normal to approach the market having in the portfolio this product.
You said you have ready to eat and ready to cook.
Yeah.
What's the market split on that for you?
What's the market?
What's the split on that? Like, where do the orders come in more?
So at this moment, let me say 80% of our revenue are ready to cook, because our business idea started, let me say, making a pact with, making an agreement with the customer in this segment. But developing in these 3 years the business idea, we approach first the customer in order to be the partner to eat fish. And now, let me say, penetrate our customer database with this new solution. It's very important, this question, because the product ready to eat, let me say, change a little bit the customer personas that we approach. Because fish ready to cook, it's, let me say, and under 30 years is not so able to cook fish, but it's able to eat them if it's good. So
is there one market you're trying to expand on more?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. And now we are trying to become phygital, because we start like a pure retailer online, but in order to interact with our customer, it's very important to, let me say, to test this product. And now, tonight, we could appreciate our product, because with our chef, we, let me say, transform and produce some recipe for you tonight. And we think this is an important step to our growth.
Thank you, Giacomo. So we move on to our last speaker. Who is Ivan from Deliveristo. Super tall as well. Great. So good evening, everyone. We are talking about today about the B2B food tech delivery space. It's like everyone quite know what's happening in the B2C side. Like first of all, on the food delivery space, so from restaurants till final consumer, Just Eat, Glovo, Deliveroo, and so on. And in the last year, in the grocery delivery space, here in Italy we have Everly, previously Supermercato 24. And now during the last year, also the Q-commerce space. So, I mean, food delivery in general has been one of the main hottest space in the food tech. There is a huge space before in the value chain, so the one which connects suppliers to your restaurants, which is still quite a blue ocean space. We're talking about around 150 billion in Europe. Usually the out of home is around 84 billion. There is this golden rule, the restaurant's golden rule, so that usually the one good restaurant spend 30% of food cost. So in Italy there is more or less a 25 billion euro market, which is projected to be 150 billion in Europe. The digitalization of this space, you have to think that more or less in Italy we have 178 restaurants. Usually all of them buy from 50 to 20 different suppliers. And usually they do it by phone, by messages, by fax. And they have several different invoices points. They have several different points of connection. And they have several different invoices and payment points. Usually the 32% of food which is produced every way is wasted. Half of it happens in this space, so from suppliers till restaurants. So of course the digitalization, which makes less orders, mistakes, can improve what's happening in the food waste and also CO2 emission. Usually the ERP of the restaurants are pen and paper. And there is lack of transparency from when you order. So we create Deliveristo in order to have a Just Eat 1.0 for restaurants. So our goal is to create a one-stop shop where a new restaurants can find everything they need, from producers till distributors till cash and carry, the smaller one, the biggest one, and can find each of them in one single platform, pay there, compare prices among different distributors, and receive everything with just one single invoice at the end of the month. So this is Deliveristo. If the suppliers needs delivery, we also provide delivery to the supplier. We are integrated with DHL solutions for dry products, otherwise for fresh products.
Otherwise, usually the suppliers deliver directly himself to the restaurant's door. So we have both of these solutions. So actually, new restaurants can find today more than 300 different suppliers, 40,000 products, and actually receive everything with just one single invoice at the end of the month. The product categories are from distributors, producers. Actually now, the whole category, you can find them on the platform. You can find it on the app, which is quite easy to use. Otherwise, we have also the platform according to if you are a chef or more restaurant owner. Usually restaurant owner who take more care about pricing and so on usually use the platform solution. Otherwise they go directly if you're a chef on the app, and the team can select and decide which of the team allows the procurement on the restaurants. Usually we started 3 years ago. Now we are more or less growing at 300% year-over-year. Now actually in Deliveristo, if you are a restaurant, you can already find the widest food choice exists in Italy. There are around 40,000 products. In the next 4 months we will arrive at 80,000. So you can find from beverages to food to different suppliers. And yeah, so we started in Milan. We validated the model in Milan, and we did a new fundraising around last year in order to open 3 new cities. And this year we're going to cover the whole Italy and start validating the model abroad, and then make a new fundraising round. We passed from 0 to 40 people in 2 years. Now there is a huge market to be taken. Digitalization is not arrived yet in this space. We try to create a team which is more covered on tech side, from people from Google, and on management side on Boston Consulting and Recce, which is one of the chat started in London. Yeah, we today raised 5.5 million, which we have United Ventures, YAG, Jellyfy, and other business angels, and we need to still push the growth and bring digital to restaurant space. That's it in a few cents.
Do you differentiate among different targets of restaurants, like high-level restaurants or middle-level?
Usually we started bringing the offer with high-level products. So we started on top level. Now we are going down. Our ambition is to create a one-stop shop. So if you are a pizzeria or a 3 Michelin star chef, you can find everything you need in that platform. At the moment we have both. We have Michelin star, we have pizzeria, we have a lot of dark kitchens which are more open to digitalization. Dark kitchen, I think we have the majority of the Italian one. And there is a number which is growing because they are super open mindset. But actually, yeah, it's a middle, high level of restaurants. And now we are covering the lower price in order to have 100% of products. We are also bringing on board one of the main 3 top distributors in Italy. We are gonna launch the partnership next month. So, yeah.
How did you manage to grow with the pandemic if your restaurant is mainly sort of restaurant?
That's a good question. Like we launched Deliveristo at the beginning of 2018, and after 1 year, like restaurants were totally closed. So actually we targeted, but we saw that there was a new trend of cloud kitchen, dark kitchen, ghost kitchen. We targeted all of them. And so we managed triple the volumes even in the year of the pandemic, so both 2020 and last year, 2021. And now that everything is reopened, like the revenues are booming because now it's finally the time to grow better. So yeah, actually with the 10% of restaurants that made delivery and cloud and ghost kitchen, because we are kind of fully integrated with them, so it's super automatic and digitalized.
So you're a one-stop, or you want to become a one-stop shop for restaurants. Do you also plan on becoming like a one-stop, just full solution, so inventory modules, ordering, having all these things integrated?
Yes, absolutely. And we are also integrated with the suppliers. We will integrate with the ERP of the restaurants in order to have a fully automatized process driven by technology. So when you finish the products, automatically start reordering. You can manage and take under control what you built, your cost, how you can improve it. Like if you write today on Deliveristo like tomatoes, you can find 6 different distributors, you can compare prices, and so with dynamic price you can also improve what you usually build. And so yeah, we're gonna have a fully automatized process.
Do you select the suppliers, or the suppliers like can register themselves on the platform?
No, absolutely, we make a selection. All the procurement is made by the guy of gastronomic universities of Pollenzo. So usually they make the selection, decide who we wanna work with, and then we have a first month of trial. And they not just need to be a good producers, but you have to deliver super fast, in time, in the right space. So we also work and try to figure out during the first month from insertion how much you are fast. So it's both good producers and faster on delivery, because actually restaurants need to have everything on time, farther than just good products.
You said DHL is so you will pick up the material at the supplier and then deliver it to the restaurant.
Yeah, we have 2 ways. So local suppliers deliver directly at your door, so you just make the order at 1 a.m. and 7 a.m. you have at your door. And that is full for the fresh products. But also if you want dry products, like if you want the capocollo from Martina Franca or like the pistachio from Bronte and so on, yeah, we work on drop shipping. We are integrated with DHL that automatically goes, pick up the products like in Veneto or wherever and bring it to Milan, to Rome or whatever. So we have the 2 ways. So if you are like a 3 Michelin star chef, you just want a super selected products, so you just work on a drop shipping approach, working nationality, and you organize your order 2-3 days. Otherwise, for fresh products, you just need to order today, and you want it today. So we need to have like super local suppliers, kilometer zero.
Well, thank you everyone for joining. We're gonna move to the bar area for a drink. Thank you everyone for coming. If you happen to be in London on the 16th of March, you can join to our next event. If not, if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to this address or our website, or just to get in touch with our team here. Thank you.
Basta.